A very pleasant Tuesday morning to you. Welcome once again to Untengle on the Bridge 99 FM. Very special morning to you, Richie B. Missed you this morning. Didn't see you this morning. So morning to the team. I saw the team and I saw a piece of the team just walking a while ago. That's the shell spot. And the team is walking a while ago. So morning, everyone. Morning, Untengle team. How are you, my darling? Lord, don't worry. Trust me. Trust me. Anyway, yes, morning to the Untengle team. And most of all, a very special morning to our listeners wherever you're joining us from. Thank you very much for making it on the Bridge 99 FM. All right, so we're going to talk to Tiesha on the phone, and then we're going to talk to Stacy-ann on Zoom. So that's what's happening, right? So, okay, so let me talk to Tiesha first. Where is Tiesha? Oh, they're both on Zoom?
Right here.
They're both on Zoom? Oh, Tiesha's on the phone. Let's talk to Tiesha first. Tiesha, you're on the phone, right? You're the one on the phone, right?
Yes, Elise, I'm the one on the phone.
All right. Morning, Tiesha. You hear what me like? Me don't like if you do know. Pronounce the last name that when me hear you with me now, please, and thank you very much.
It's pronounced Milne.
Milne.
Half of a million.
No, better you say the full meal. Full meal.
Well, this one, well, my father gave me the half. So, me have to work with it.
So it's Milne. All right.
Yes.
Welcome to Untengle on the Bridge 99. And
Thank you.
I know that you have a journey that we need to talk about, and we're going to talk a little bit about the journey, and then we're going to talk about your giving back. But first of all, let's talk about your journey. You are visually impaired. Were you born that way?
No, I was not born that way. I got blind at age 5 from an well, the doctors don't know what caused it up to this day.
Okay, so from your child, you were visually impaired.
I'm not visually impaired, Elise. Let me explain that. When you're visually impaired,
yes,
you can see a bit. I'm totally blind.
Oh, okay, I got it. So you are blind, not visually
Yes.
impaired. Thank you for correcting me.
not.
All right,
Yes.
fine. All right. So, but it certainly has not been stopping you. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became the kind of person, literally the kind person that you are today.
All right. Growing up, after getting blind, I lost my mom 2 weeks after that. So, growing up as a ward of the state, there's stuff that happened around me, and then going to the school for the blind and seeing persons in need and they don't have any support. And then eventually by just growing up being an adult and still seeing people having needs and wish I could help, but don't have that money. But giving them an encouraging word can make a difference. And then I went on to do a course in massage therapy. At first, when I got called to do it, I didn't want to do it. But when I heard of the benefit and found out how I can help persons through the massage, I went and I did the course and I got a diploma in a certified massage therapist. So from that, I just decided to help people. I even offer my home to people from outside. And I'm not rich, let me say that, but just giving somebody a space to sleep make me feel better in myself.
But let me ask you this though, Tiesha. Massage therapy. Now, you're blind, and
Yes.
I know that massaging, a lot of it is more spiritual than anything else. And people,
I know.
it's physical, but a lot of it is spiritual. So I'm thinking that if you are not seeing anything, you have even more ability to feel stuff.
Yes, of course.
Tell us about that experience of being a massage therapist and not seeing but feeling.
Well, when you tell persons, Elise, that you're a massage therapist as a person who is blind, the first thing they said to you, suppose you touched the wrong part. We always ask them,
Oh my
So
God.
we always ask them, Elise, which part of your body give you which part of your body God give you wrong? Because you don't know the part of your body God.
Say, I'm not only just that, but I mean, you kind of know, say, this is your back. So the next part, you don't know, say, you know where.
Exactly. So Yeah, during the massage, you can connect with a person.
Yes.
So there are a lot of times when a person come into the spa, if their energy is low, you can pick it up by just touching them.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Because you have Reiki, you know Reiki. A lot of Reiki is about what you're feeling from inside, from within the person.
Yes.
Yes, and those of us who do massages every now and then, the massage therapist can say, "I can feel your fatigue. I can
Yes, of
feel how
course.
tired you are."
Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
that's a very interesting occupation to have for someone who does not see but is heightened even more in what you feel. I love that. So you did
Yes.
massage therapy and you and you're a therapist and
Yes.
how did you start to connect with people to the point where it is really you connected really with women who have been abused? How did
Yes, because I have been through domestic violence, unfortunately. I have been through it, and I have been to the police station to report matters, and I have been shunned because of my disability. They say, oh, somebody like you forget to go through domestic violence. So I reached out to the Minister of Justice, and they sent me on to the Woman Inc., and that's where I started to connect with the women who are going through domestic violence, and I am now the advocate for persons with disability who are going through domestic violence.
Congratulations on that. Because can you believe
you.
a society being so narrow as to think that someone who has a disability don't know what it means to be domestically abused?
No, they don't. They think you don't go through it, but believe me, Elise, you go through it more than a person with sight.
Exactly. I would think so. I would think
Yes.
so because
Yes.
because you're vulnerable. So somebody who is a predator or who thinks like a predator will come your way. You have to be very careful of the partners that you choose.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
True.
Okay, so you particularly advocate for people who have
Who has a disability
who
and
have
going
this
through domestic
exactly.
violence? Yeah.
What have you found as someone who is doing this? You're doing this with other people. What have you found to be the real story?
I find out by sharing my story. I reach a lot of people. People normally come up to me and say, you know, your story make me cry, or your story make a difference. Because even sighted people, when I go out and speak about my story, they'll be like, I never know a person like you go through this, and you know, because I remember I went to a function, I think it was before COVID, and when I stood up and I told my story, and I told what the police did, the commissioner of police came to apologize for the police who did whatever they did.
Good.
And yes, I accepted it. And the reason why, because I said to them that I believe these police, they were narrow-minded and stuff, so I forgave them. But I said, I share my story, I reach out to a lot of people, and I meet a lot of interested people. And a lot of people open up because of my story.
Yes. You know,
Yes.
wow. You know, it's very narrow-minded. And for those who are not obviously aware or conscious, there are so many people who are blind, women who are blind, that have babies, men who are blind.
I am a mother.
There you go. Men who are blind who impregnate women. Come on.
Yes.
We have to open up our minds further than where it is. So what do you find as a mother, as a blind mother, do you find that you have to be even more of a mother hen with those children, because people might think you're not see
I
what
have
go
one
on?
child. I only have one child, but me tell you, in come like 10 child, but let me tell you, my son do understand my disability. He's 11 years old, but he does understand mommy. And he's always with mommy whenever he's not at school. He's always with his mommy.
Nice, beautiful.
That's my baby boy. He's always where I am.
Nice.
Because if I'm going on the road without him, he'll be like, Mommy, are you going to reach on the road?
Wow.
And I'm not coming. I'll be like, it's okay, baby. I'm going to take a taxi. And he will call me 24/7. Mommy, where are you?
Yes.
And if he's a certain hour, start him call. Mommy, You know, me worried. Or a
Yes.
van
Oh
come
my
home.
goodness. Oh my goodness. I figured that you're either you would be more of a mother hen to do that child,
Yes,
or that
man.
child would
Yes,
be smothering you one way or the
yes.
other. That sounds so beautiful. So you actually partnered with a foundation, the Green Flag Charity Program. Tell us how that
Yes.
came about.
Okay, I was at home about 2 weeks ago, and a friend of mine, Gavin Gopi, called me and he was telling me about the charity. And I was like, Gavin, you know what I think this now? I love it. And him said, me no, that's why I tell you about it. And when I reached out to Stacy-ann Hemmings, who is the president, and she told me what they're doing, I said to her, she said to me that they don't get help from corporate Jamaica, and they are paying some taxes that they don't think is necessary because they are registered as a charity. So I said to her, let me reach out to one of my good friend who work at Bridge FM. I don't know if you want to mention his name.
Is who?
But I reached out to him and I told him about the charity, and he said, I'm going to allow Vaughn to call you. So when Vaughn called me...
No, call him name. Like what we know, say Richie, call him name.
Okay, I reached out to Richard Rainford, who is my bestie.
Okay, good.
So I said that Vaughn just stepped out, and when Vaughn is back, he's going to call me. So it was like 2 minutes after Vaughn called me, so I was telling Vaughn about it. And Vaughn said, me can make Elise interview me. Say, you know, for when me want Elise interview me.
Well, here we are. It's a bridge affair. So from Richie
Exactly.
pass on the baton to Vaughn, and then Vaughn pass on the baton to me. No, you don't get more bridge than that. All right, nice. So you made a link with the Green Flag charity.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
What have you been able to accomplish since you've done that?
Well, what they are doing, they're helping children from 0 to 18 years old. So what we are currently doing now, we're trying to raise funds for a child who has brain tumor and a young lady who is suffering from ovarian cyst. And speaking from personal experience, ovarian cyst can lead up to womb cancer. So we wanted her to do the surgery before it reached to that. And we want for this child to go and do the surgery for brain tumor. So we're trying to raise the funds to get help.
Wow.
To do those two.
Beautiful.
Project.
You know, you're
Yeah.
such a shining example. You know, you're being described as a ray of hope, and that's so true because you
Thank
obviously have not made being blind be a deterrent to you at all.
No,
It seems
it
as
makes
though
no
it
sense.
has more heightened your awareness of the needs of people.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's true.
All right. So we're going to talk to Stacy-ann.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk to Stacy-ann. We can talk to Stacy-ann now, Vaughn. All right, so Stacy-ann, you there?
Hi.
Hi, Stacy-ann. How are
Good day,
you?
good day.
Good.
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. So you, Stacy-ann, what are you? CEO, founder, what?
No, I am just the president.
Oh, you're the president of the Green Flag Charity Program. Tell us more about this program. Yes.
Okay, well, what we do as a charity,
Global
we
Starzz.
assist, it's Global Starzz Foundation, right, with
Okay.
two Z at the end.
Okay.
So we assist children with general and medical expenses. And also, if you're a single parent and you are unfit and wanting your child haven't been in school for quite a while because due to your challenges, then that's where we fall in place and also assist with that child to getting that child going to school.
Okay. But you're a new charity, right?
Well, we've been licensed from 2018,
Okay.
officially, yes.
That's fairly new. And how much have you been able to accomplish since then?
Okay, well, we have assisted around 4 children, around 4 children so far.
And you say you don't
But,
get help from corporate Jamaica?
No, we don't get help from corporate Jamaica. What we do, how we do our stuff is that we sell products. So we have like nuts. We also have raw black African soap. We had juice, but it's not in effect right now at the moment. But we're going back to it. We have other little projects that we do, like we do breakfast buffet, stuff like these. These are the events that we keep in aid of assisting us.
What
Now,
community are
when
we
we
talking
sell,
about? What community are we
repeat
talking
that?
about? What community is this?
What community?
Yes.
Okay, well, we are in Golden Spring right now, but we have been licensed in Marley.
Okay. So you say when you
Yes.
sell these products, you were saying?
Yes, as we sell these products now, a percentage from what we sell goes towards assisting these children. And not only that, because we have persons that come on board who sell the products for us, they also, which is a charity still, but we still do give back to them something out of it. You understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have volunteers that do come on board, we still try to give back something as well.
Okay.
You understand? But it's not a lot. It's not like a whack sum of money you're going to get.
It can't
Right.
be. It can't be.
Right.
So for those who understand that it cannot be a whole heap of money because it's a charity, but you can get a little something. For those listening who want to be a part of it, how can they be?
Well, they can contact us by WhatsApp, or they can contact me. I can send you the number.
You can say it here now.
Okay, then. The number, they can contact me on 700-0195.
Okay.
Or they can go to our Facebook page. It's Global Starzz Kids Charity. So that the stars with 2 Z at the end.
Okay. Global Starzz Foundation. All right, fine. Right. Okay, let me talk back a little to Tiesha. Tiesha, you still online?
Here.
Oh,
yes,
Tiesha,
I'm here.
what I want to ask you about? I want to ask you about your niece, because your niece is she blind or is she visually impaired?
No, she was born with a speech delays, and her mother is trying to get help for her to go and do speech therapy. So that's the reason I tell Vaughn I really understand it when persons really have a need and they cannot get any help.
I got you.
Speech therapy is very expensive in Jamaica, trust me.
Absolutely. I want to tell you, say, a lot of people in Jamaica don't even think about therapy. For them just say, boy, you're dumb.
Them just leave it up because them just tell them, so them they can't talk, so, and them cannot find the money, so them just let it. But my sister, she has been fighting with her daughter and she was born until she's now 15 years old.
All right. So we're going to seal off now, and we're going to seal off with you, Tiesha. What is it that you want to leave with those listening to you, with the public, those listening here now? What message is there that you want to leave with us?
Just help. It doesn't matter how little it want to be, it will be appreciated. And I wouldn't mind somebody reach out to Global Starzz and help so that we can help more children.
Wow.
It doesn't matter how little. It could be a $50. It doesn't matter. We just need the help to help the children, for them to get their medical expenses done and for them to go back. Because some of them are not being in school. We just need them to go back to school because education is key.
Exactly. What a wonderful message. Just help. Just help. And it's so simple and beautiful. Thank you so very much, Tiesha. Thank you very much, Stacy-ann, for being our guest. And it's always a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Okay. Okay, so that's Stacy-ann Hemmings, and Stacy-ann is the president of Global Starzz, and we also spoke with Tiesha Milne. It's not as difficult as we were making it out to be. Tiesha Milne, and who is not visually impaired. She's actually blind. She's 100% blind, but she certainly does not lack vision, and she's a ray of hope within her community and with those around her. Always lovely to have conversations like these. And may we once again use the opportunity to say thank you very much to Mikey and Tanya Grant, who they have both given us a laptop for the community of Maryland District, Rural St. Andrew, Maryland District. Thanks again. So we will hand it over as soon as Vaughn gets it. So Vaughn is going to hand it over, all right? We're going to take a break. Soon come. No, I am sure that there's a little, me could call it a little bridge dopey, because me say, how far can my pen go? So me say, this is the little bridge dopey love felt pen, love bossy pen. And that me notice with him, when the pen live on, me know say you can't, look here, where inside of the pen can go on? Where? Which part? You look, because you two use of a different generation. You good I can see. You good I can see. Better more me. Which part the pen could have gone? Which sir should one of them something here? One of them something here and it not there. Just the pen, just pencil.
You dance it way.
Me don't, and you dance it way with your one skank.
Intergenerational skanking. Alright?
Get that clear. We said no, sir. All right. Me know, you know, you see the little brown cloth of me use and wipe out the Richie cloth. Use and wipe off the CD. Me say the one with Richie Freda. That one, me can't find that. But me say, all right, it's my fault that. But the pen, anytime me lose this pen, it eventually turn up, you know. But the little bridge duppy, you know, say Cavell tell me about the little bridge duppy one time. Yeah. Cavell, where Cavell there? Cavell warned me, you know. Yes, Cavell warned me about the little bridge duppy. Anyway, we're not going to scare our listeners. We're going to let the listeners know that the global connection with Beauregard and the Irie Jam radio listeners and viewers comes up in a few. In fact, about 10 minutes after 12 o'clock, we will join Beauregard. You tell me now. Where?
Tell me.
You take this thing for one big joke, you know. Well, tell me. Sure. Anyway, it will turn up eventually. You see, when I finally find it, I will celebrate. Romy, you look, see if your eyes better than fruit one. Anyway, moving right along. So, want to say good afternoon to our friends over there in New York. New York, Wagwan.
Good afternoon. How you doing, Mama Kelly? How's everything? I
am good. Give thanks. How are you?
Always a pleasure to join you. I'm doing well. I'm wonderful. Sort of rejuvenating from the weekend. I had a very busy weekend.
Okay.
Did a little traveling. Did a little traveling at a stage show to do with Sprague Benz, and then got back into New York City. We had a clash here over the weekend. King of These versus Another Sound System. That was a victory for us. And then I did a birthday party on Sunday. So,
wow.
You know, sort of rested between Sunday night and yesterday. So I'm good again to go.
Let me ask you something, Beauregard. When you do a clash, right, as a selector
yes.
on a sound system, is it more energy consuming than if you're just playing out? Well, obviously it must be more energy consuming than playing at a birthday party, but just playing normally, yes. Is a clash more, energy consuming than just playing normally?
It's always more, it always takes more out of you because there's a lot that goes into it. There's more preparation as far as getting your music together, the tunes that you're going to use to be victorious or to kill another sound with. You know, you have to do the studio work. You have to sit down and plan how you're going to execute, how you're going to present the music to the audience. A lot of things goes into it, especially if you have a team that you're working with. Everyone has to be on the same page and things of that nature. So proper execution is always good, and proper preparation is always good. So it's always more energy.
Yes.
And in a clash, you have to keep the audience involved. You have to keep them entertained all night. So you have to definitely put more work into it.
I'm glad you're explaining all of this, because there are some people who are of the view that because you're a selector, it's like it's just 1, 2, 3 and a spans and I know so it go. Even just selecting on anywhere at all. If you're going to select even at the birthday party, you still have to plan and, as you said wisely, know how to execute. Because something like a clash, I ask that because trust me when I tell you. You see, how many people that said to me when we did much younger, sister, you want to come out and select and clash, we say clash with who for? me darling, me not clash with nobody, no sir. Because I'm conscious of just how much of my energy it is going to take.
Yes.
Especially if the person. The person that you are clash with.
Go ahead.
Especially the sound where you are clash with a big bad sound like your own.
Yeah, man, you have to make sure, the people that are coming out to see you, they want to see a good fight. Just like any sport, any boxing match, they want to see the two competitors go at it. But you have to make sure that you prepare yourself to outperform the other sound, and that is key.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're gonna end up dead in a coffin.
Boy, may I tell you, yeah, man, a sound just die. You can't afford that. Boy, may I tell you. You see,
yeah, man, big up big up to Father Ethan, the owner of the sound. Big up to Kingpin, Soja Vibes, Swoggy, the whole team. You know, everybody. Nico Glock in Jamaica. There's another selector in Jamaica as part of King Addies as well. There's King Addies Jamaica, King Addies New York. So big up to Nico in Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Especially with all them dub plate there. And, you know, you have to choose the right dub plate. And especially the right dub plate after the sound before you choose one big bad dub plate. You have a sound boy have to die.
And then sound system plays a big role in it too. You know, when two sounds string up in a dance. I must big up the promoters of this dance, Premier League, Lion Roar and Monk Entertainment. Big them up because they made sure that they brought it back to the basics of it, where you had two sound systems and we were both playing on separate sound systems. So the clarity of each sound system played a major role.
Yes.
You know, so big up to the sound system that we played on, which was Venom out of Brooklyn. So enough respect to the whole Venom team as well.
Wow, I hear you. All right, so that was the weekend. What else? What
Yes.
You realize that you're the newsman. You see where I'm going.
Well, last week, I'm not sure if I shared this story with you about New Jersey police officers being able to purchase and smoke marijuana, but only when they're off duty, according to the acting Attorney General Matthew Platkin. So in New Jersey, police officers are off duty. They can actually consume marijuana without getting into trouble for it. But some of the mayors in some of the cities in New Jersey, they're actually fighting back against this, saying that if they find any police officers using the substance, they will be penalized or whatever the case may be. But the acting Attorney General then sent out another letter or another memo warning the mayors of these cities that they are not to, you know, penalize anybody or not to tell them that they cannot take part in the use of the marijuana smoking as police officers. So I don't know what's going on over there, but
interesting times that we're living in. I mean, who could have tell me 5 years ago that we'd be reading a story like this? Can you imagine?
I'm telling you.
That's why.
I mean, a lot of people are concerned as to, you know, whether they will mix it up, and some of them might come to work while use it. You know, and you smell it on them or in their clothes or something like that. You never know how far it may go, you know, but it's legal in the States, so we'll see how this plays out.
You know how I feel about herbs, right? You know that I am no fighter. But at the top of the day, let me tell you what my concern would be, if there is any. My concern would be that it makes people react in different ways. Because I know one person would be laid back and probably laugh all day, another person would have absolutely no different reaction, and then you just don't know how people will react, and that's the fact.
True.
Yeah, that's a fact.
True indeed.
Because I have seen people react in some ways that I never even knew were possible, because you see, in the space that we are in, Beauregard, it's something that happens with it's herb smoke all the while. Make we just be frank about that. And therefore it is just almost the same like the cocoa leaf, because which part that cocoa tree grow in, I think, Colombia, them chew the leaf there all the while, and it have a different reaction to the people who grow up a chew the leaf there all the while than someone who going to take it in a farm, let us say, as crack cocaine. It's different responses, different reactions. So me that kind of want to make sure, say, you know, me no know.
They're not using as public servants.
Me no know. Me not sure. Me not sure, Beauregard. I mean, not go on like me sure. Me not sure. Because people react in different ways. And I mean, don't know what them a smoke. Me don't know what them a smoke. So me don't know if them bush might make them go on different from high grade. Me don't know. And neither does the public.
Maybe I think a lot of people have the same sentiments that, you know, if you're a public servant, especially someone like a police officer, you know, who's handling weapons and things of that nature, then, you know, who knows if they might partake in it while on the job, because they're allowed to do it while off the job. So who knows what they will do.
And I feel the
you
same
know,
way about
knowing
alcohol.
that they're not gonna you know, get the tested or anything like that. So I've never really seen anyone acted, you know, in any way crazy in the terms of using marijuana. If people have done it, then maybe they have mixed it up with something else. But you know, marijuana is a kind of a relax thing that keeps you calm, and you know, maybe some of these police officers showing up to some of these scenes, they'll be more calm.
Beauregard, let me just say this to you. Make I say this. I mean, don't care who want Bex and who want do a Bex. You see that my experience, I have seen people outside of our culture. Just make I put it broadly so. People outside of our culture, right? And how we react, it's an everyday thing. And the same person who have little to no reaction, you give that person outside of our culture one draw and it's like, hey man, oh man. And you wonder if I see him thing, you understand what I say to you? So I am saying again, and we do not care who want to vex or who do not want to vex. The reality is that people respond to, I will eat callaloo and I will eat callaloo and I sit down on the toilet all day. Somebody else may not do the, yes, Richie. Not me, but yeah. But somebody, so Mr. Richie look up a while ago and say, really? Really? No, but somebody else will eat callaloo and them quite fine. So let us not get this twisted. You know, most people will be okay, but I tell you again, I have some foreign friend that when them deal with it, you wonder if it's the same thing. Because them is like, man. I mean,
some of them can't stop laughing.
Yeah. So I'm not sure. Let me just put it that way. Me not sure.
You know, there was another story that I saw, and I saw this morning. It involves some KC students in Jamaica. I'm not sure if you got wind of this story yet. KC students were prevented. Well, this was posted on the Jamaica Gleaner Instagram page. And some KC students were prevented from attending school today because, according to the principal and dean of discipline, their hair were not properly groomed.
Wow.
So there was a video of some boys standing outside the gate, not being able to go. And if you look at this video, I wish I had sent the video.
How the hair look to you?
So their hair it was just low haircut. I don't know if what properly groomed meant, if they wanted them to comb the hair or what it was. But there was nothing wrong with the way their hair looked to me. I mean, you know, in this day and age, what kind of colonial mindset is going on in Jamaica where people cannot, you know, wear their hair according to how they feel? Like, what is the proper grooming to wear your hair?
You realize it's a Jamaica thing, though.
Yes. You know, they came there to read and write and to learn, and you're discouraging them now by stopping them because of their hair. It's not what's on their head, it's what's going into their minds. You know, so I just think that it's crazy to see this. And if you go on maybe one of the producers can pull it up for you, Mama Kelly.
Yes, I would love to see
Jamaica
that.
Gleaner.
Okay, so we have live online Sister Tanya Stephens, and we're going to talk specifically about the acoustic show, and we're also going to talk about the upcoming album. So we want to welcome you, Tanya, to the Bridge FM, and we're a little late, so let us apologize for that. But we promise you we're not going to ask, fluff question like, how long have you been in the business and all of them things that way. We not saying in another mood for that quite right now. I will not go put you through that. So welcome, my sister, to the Bridge 99 FM.
I always pleasure that anyway you're there, You got yourself along to see you. And yeah, always a pleasure. But you don't have to apologize to Lou because me they get really annoyed with the news I met too.
Yes. Yes, you understand. You know this long enough to understand where we are going through. So you know that we're streaming live to the Tri-State. So we're welcoming listeners and viewers of Radio Irie Jam Radio. And of course, the host of the Corporate Hour, Beauregard, is also here with us. So he will also be fielding questions to you, all right?
Blessed love, Sister Tanya.
All right. All right. So, we didn't really want to ask you how long you know business and all everything that's still.
I don't know. Too long, maybe. Too long.
All right. You start off, Beauregard.
Oh, well, good afternoon once again, Tanya Stephens. Thank you for making this interview possible, and I'm glad to be a part of it. I've always admired your personality. You're very down-to-earth and article, and can I call you a rude girl? Because that's the vibes that I get. You're very straightforward, even with the songs that you first came onto the scene with, you're not ready for this yet. Couldn't angle the ride. It's basically, I tell them on them, say you're here, and you're here to give them the back talk. Tell us about when you first entered the business. What was that like, just coming into the business of reggae and dancehall?
Well, when I came, we had not very many females, and just below me was Lady Saw. The one was challenging the men first in a different way. And I mean, we were still being in a box and still limited with a lot of walls and fences. Like no, when me love to see this, all of the girls them just step out and just be themselves, and it's
Exactly.
great.
Exactly.
When me just come, everything you say, I find a problem, and so it was challenge, but it was one that I welcome because I really love it. I love to stand up to the system, to establishment, to the status quo. I love to challenge them back. So that's what I can. That's what I drive actually.
Right. You know what is another question I would love to ask before we get right inside of what's happening right now? As someone who does what I do, I know that perhaps 15 years ago, my mission was a little different. Still the same person, but it kind of shift little to Wagwan now. Do you find that that is the same with you? Because when you were much younger, you'd get to the man them straight because that was what was happening. Now I'm realizing that, well, from ever since you were always doing social commentary from day one, and I know that won't stop. But has your mission shifted any at all based on your own growth and maturity and or what is happening now?
My mission has changed at all, but my methods have changed. My messaging has changed. I still work on personal relationships. I still care much about the masses. That's where I'm from. Make poor people pick me, grow in one room, and I can't forget that. I have one amnesia. I don't have no selective memory loss. And so I speak from the space where me represent, where me come from, where feel like me. And nothing can change that. Money will make I just pay for things to change me. And so that will always be my mission, to create a better space for baby me, for child me, teenager me, for young adult me. It's all about me really, and I am the masses.
Yes.
So that domestic mission can't change.
Yeah.
But the message and the message changed.
Right, I hear you loud and clear. And you have always been a voice, not necessarily of the voiceless, because there are people out there who have a voice, but everybody else's voice are trying to overshadow for them. And you are the one who always I say, even though you might not agree with them there, you are the sister who always I say, Virgin, brave enough. I can tell you that why me love you. Brave enough who whether you believe in what them do or not, you're brave enough to say, yo, allow the people them. What do you?
Because I'm very, very scared right now, to be honest with you. Socially, I'm extremely scared because a lot of people who spent decades successfully tending to be smart are now showing themselves to be idiots. And right now, people who defend freedom of speech are now killing. I think freedom of speech means allowing somebody to say freedom of speech, allowing every view to contend, and then the best sense will flow to the top if like we say we do. So we shouldn't, if we as we say we are, we shouldn't be afraid of the idiot talk, because the idiot are going to prove themselves to be idiot as soon as them open their mouth. But what has happening over the last maybe decade or more is that freedom of speech has been taking a direct beating. The people are supposed to be academia, were supposed to be the intelligentsia, and I'm scared, really scared, because if the smart people are fool, what are them?
If the smart people them fool, what go to the idiot them? Look here, a big question that and it also tells us how programming can be so dangerous to not just society but to individual intellect, because a lot of them smart people that who are going like idiot is programming cause that
Yes, and I feel sorry. I know sometimes when it's easy to interpret it as and anger, a passion. And where passion can be misinterpreted. But I don't have a set of people where we would say, me opposed to, you know. Me feel sorry for most people me not agree with, you know. Because something where me see what be destructive to them. Me don't want them to be destroyed by them own ignorance.
Yeah.
More than like them to come knowledge, and if I have that knowledge, I want to share. If me not have it more, somebody give it to me. Me don't want to destroy by my own ignorance either.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, information we need for share knowledge, need for share information, and the fact that information is being outlawed, me can't stop saying it. It has scared me.
Yes.
Like we are outlawed sharing of information, we are censor and lies and analyze and we are cancel people for disagreeing with we. What are we trying to create?
Yes. And it is what is frightening is that it is not just a norm, but it is also now institutionalized. Which is
yes, and it is sponsored by governments across the globe.
Yes,
it's to be alive. I don't know that this is a scarce time to be alive. But to my knowledge, all the times that I've experienced in my and these are the worst time I've ever experienced. This is the worst time. At least in other times when we disagree with each other, we said it.
Yeah.
No, we cannot.
Yeah.
We don't have the right anymore to voice our position. And we live in a one time when men are one political person as far as being allied to any politics. Even when we did ally to party, me not ally to them like conditionally, because nobody has that from me. Nobody. If you do something wrong, I don't care for your daughter, my mother, my father, my son, my husband. I don't care. You're wrong, you're just wrong. No, we don't even have opposition. We don't even have an opposition representing us. So this is one really, really scary time. And when I say opposition, I don't mean Jamaica alone, I mean the world.
True.
We don't have to represent. We know
absolutely.
Everybody come up on a argument now.
Even and this whole COVID thing showed it up even more clearly. I mean, that was frightening. How dare you have a different view?
It still has frightened me because it's not gone nowhere.
Look here.
Covert now. It's more covert, but it's more forceful now.
Yes.
Because even when they move the mandates, I just dropped my niece at school this morning. Iona, St. Mary. What I do? I dropped my niece at school this morning. The mask mandates have been lifted. And she turned back to come get a mask. Because then I let you the gate without a mask for her.
Yep. And it is obvious that, I mean, if you're asking questions on the internet or depending on certain social media forums, if you're asking certain questions, legitimate questions, it is okay now for you to be blocked.
Yeah, well, I can tell you from experience. I've been warned about 50 odd times by Instagram and Facebook. If you continue to do this, we're going to remove your account. Even when I share from websites like WHO, NIH, I share things from the CDC. How am I being cautioned about misinformation when I copy things? When I literally highlight and copy things from sites?
Yeah, scary
when I
times.
say something wrong.
You know, we're going to move on, Tanya, but I'd love you to comment on this, because what actually frightens me also is that you mentioned the intellects and if them's a fool, we that for do. But you know what also scares me? There are some of us who have experienced being isolated and discriminated against. So we know how that feels. And sometimes it is those very people who are now leading the charge to discriminate and isolate.
And I know, so we're not dwelling on this, but I just want a quick list. People know me for activism. I load, I not hide and talk. I not put my mouth on my back broad. And when people stand up beside, when we start on behalf of the LGBT community in Jamaica, not wicked enough. Enough people drop me. And when we see LGBT people on social media, I say people when I get joked, nothing let in a hospital. I just want to go back and tell every word when we ever talk about ooh, child, calm down.
Yes, I rest my case. We're going to, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, that is scary. It means, say, it not done. It not go done. When it go done, if it goes. So anyway, we're going to talk about your album soon. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a little break, and then we're coming right forward to the album. We have Tanya Stephens live on Zoom, and we're really here to talk about what we're here for talk about, what we're here for talk about. But really and truly, we're also here for talk about her upcoming show and her upcoming album, and we have a track from this upcoming album that we'd really love to share. Tanya, is there anything that we need to know that you think you could share with us about your upcoming album?
Well, it is the first major release that I've had in a couple of years. 2006 was the last major release. Since then, I gave away an album for free. I did another one just when people cuss and say, you know, I put out a song, I'm doing, and I'm just. This is the first time I've teamed up with, for example, a label, Tad's Records doing it. Me and the Tad's work together to make this one. It represents, I think, ultimately, me. It's not just about the messages I want to share. It's about me and my happiness too, because I have some collaborations on it that really like Big Youth. The little girl let me a scream right now.
Yeah.
Because you never know me that grew up have a record with this. I didn't do a record with Nadie Sutherland. Me used to see her panty when me a little pick me. Me used to say, yo, she look like me. She have hair, she giggle a lot. She look more like me than a pick me. Them will look mixed and white. And me like her for that. Me they love her for that. And then me grew up and me know her and she turned my friend and we have one record together now. This is about Tanya.
Beautiful.
You know, everything, my issues and also my comfort and my loves.
Okay. Beauregard? Hello? Is Beauregard not there? Okay.
They're not hearing me?
Yeah, okay, I'm hearing you now. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I was asking that everything is in this album, then all the topics are covered, all the personal stuff. What can we expect?
Well, everything can fit in any one album. And if you know me, you know me chat enough. Definitely
Yes.
me can't fit in one album. But I try to fit as wide a variety of stuff as possible. And I think people, and one thing I would ask people to not do, not compare to gangsters and revolution. I made some already. I don't make them again. Don't tell me it's not the same. I know, I deliberately did that. I don't want to repeat an album. You know, what I am right now. And the merit. I think it represents me and I'm proud of it and I love it. Mrs. Julian's excited enough.
Nice.
You know, I'm happy that you said that because perhaps that's kind of where I wanted to go with the question about the mission. Because I've seen you in various moods and although those moods not gone nowhere, but on record, it has been recorded. We know how you feel about certain things. I am particularly interested in the track Diamonds in the Sun. And I think we're at a stage here now, Tanya, not just as you know, the world, but as Jamaicans. I think there are certain topics that Jamaicans need to be having, conversations that we need to be having that we're not having. And it will take someone like you to bring these conversations up. And I think that's what is happening with Diamonds in the Sun. We're bringing up a conversation about our inner child. We don't talk about them things. We just bond this and bond that and bond that. But do we really talk about things that will make us move from point A to point B? So, Diamonds in the Sun, the first question I want to ask you is why you three queens?
Well, I could never anticipate that this would ever happen in America. So me and Diana talk about doing music together for years. And it just never happened because we both who do things, we like things for us naturally. Me and Cedella, we never even think. I see that coming. We end up becoming kind of virgins through her assistant, Mishwa. And she say, you want to do some backup if me don't want her to sing no backup on the album. I say, sing backup on which album? If you come on the album, you have to sing lead. And she say, all right. And I'm like, you lie. You're going to sing on the album. And I'm like, this would have to be the song. What expressing? No, me I don't want Marley PR person. Make us get the straight off the bat. Me no represent me no know enough about them to represent them either. I'm not a fanatic or a cheerleader. I just want to get that out of the way because people have a way for diminish style things. I mean, I like that. I'm a person when it comes to that. But Cedella is somebody who do a lot of work. She do a lot of work behind the scenes. The kind of person who forward on the credit. She no come forward. She no, if you notice her up on the red carpet now, she rub shoulder. She no do no networking or nothing like that. Some people that say, well, she name, she not have to. But the fact is, if she don't look, she would.
Yeah.
She just does the work behind the scenes. When me see her take up the reggae girls, me think she me think her chip lick. Me say, all right, I eat this. She just have too much money and she don't know what to do with herself. A case where nobody wouldn't take it up. Nobody else did. When me see what she did, they say, right, you know what, make me look on a girl again because I missed. Yeah. I'm a big woman. When I do that, I have no problem. I say, me see the work what she do with girls, what she do for women. The kind of environment where she try to create and the empowerment where she try to create. And I say, well, this is what I work towards. Same thing with me, we not for the same thing. For me to recognize it and respect it. Mm-hmm. And when the about 3 different powers in our own lane, in our own right, with own strengths. So I thought it was fitting. Well, you know, since that Diana declared that she going to her top surgery and stuff, and it's King, formerly Diana. Makes no difference. Our experiences with God, they don't change. Are the same person when they go through all of the same things. When we go through, we have the similar experiences, feel the similar and the similar change. Mm-hmm. So for put the trail upon our record that to be honest with you, none of it leaves it happen. And every time I listen to it, I get goosebumps, me cry, me just overwhelmed with emotions. Me know what it is, what we want to achieve. Me know the conversation we try to spark and what we try to further. We didn't start the conversation. I came and started working done by a whole heap of women before me and men. I could acknowledge that fight. And I add my currency to it. Mm-hmm. That's what I am doing. And that's what we're continuing to do. And that's what we hope the song facilitates. More content and more activism. We want people to come on board because we can't change this unless everybody gets involved. It's not a Tanya Stephens thing. It's not a Diana King thing. It's not a King thing. It's not a Cedella thing. It's us. We want change. Jamaica there right now, everybody will tell me, tell them like this. What going on with the women and girls? Anybody will tell them this is a mass money and they're checking on someone.
Yeah. Who wrote the song?
I did.
I figured so. But it's so relatable. That's what I love with it. I thought to myself, well, you know, Tanya is the writer, and quite likely it was she who wrote the song. But we who listen, we feel like we also helped to write this song. Our experiences helped to write this song.
That's the thing. This is it. This is why I me try all the time to make it clear. So this is not a Tanya Stephens. Because even though I pen the words, I'm talk about my experience, I have no experience that is unique to me. No, not one. Maybe my culture and experiences make me, but even me meet multitudes of people, just women either, who experience the same things that I do. So when we do this, we're hoping that my personal hope is that this song will serve a beacon, because we want people to come to help or go to help, because it doesn't be me. No, let me tell you, Elise, I have a group of therapists led by Dr. Patrick Charles, who they volunteered their services to help people like me. I am a survivor of sexual violence. Mm-hmm. I'm a 2-time survivor of sexual violence. Mm-hmm. I've been talking about this for years, and people tell me, oh, I'm tired for you to talk about this. Well, change the environment and I will stop. One, me usually cuss it enough, but one day I get up and I just start appeal instead. And I say, you know, may I call some therapists? Mm-hmm. Come out and help us. Mm-hmm. People talk to me in my DMs, in my private message, in market, anywhere people go, and them have a story like that, them tell me. People tell me in my ears.
Yeah.
And the truth is, I not help them because I am not a professional and I might do more harm than good. So, you have people like life, them work, them not utility fitting the amount of work what we have to do in a Jamaica. And so I always them are gonna try to do as much as many of them can. But when Patrice say, you know what, baby girl, you can't carry that weight by yourself, and step up, and then some other therapists come in and like, yo, we got this,
Yeah.
and just pick up and start run with it. And it is not a Tanya Stephens thing because I'm not even present in the sessions. They have virtual sessions going on with survivors, and they've themselves into groups, and survivors go into different groups and share experiences and get the help of professionals, which I'm not one. I want to help, but sometimes when people come to me, I have to tell them repeatedly, I say this. The reason why I tend to try to usher you to a professional is because I am not one, and anything I say can probably exacerbate what I'm already feeling going.
Yeah.
I am clumsy because I am emotional. I've got nerves because I have experience. So tell me your experience, I relive it with you, and I identify with every single sound that you share. Everything that comes out of my mouth will be self-defense. Everything that comes out of my mouth might be vengeance, it might be violent.
Yeah.
That is not what you need.
Right.
You need a person who can actually bridge you. Well, with upon bridge, see where you want to bridge you back to now. We'll bridge you back to safety, to emotional and psychological safety. I am not that person. So my big up Patrice Charles, my big up Sonia. I don't want to call out names because every time I do work with people, and I don't want to be grateful to every single individual, and none is more special. And make it clear, and I want to do the same thing. Group of therapists, we are in trauma, we're not formal, we're registered now, we're not NGO, we don't have no funding, have nothing, just humans helping each other to get through this together.
Beautiful.
So mail to endtrauma@gmail.com. Please, if you're a survivor who needs to talk to somebody, mail to endtrauma@gmail.com. And if you are a mental health professional or practitioner in any capacity, and you want to give services, because believe me, we will never have enough people to help. It's a whole heap of way out there. I say we became, and I'm in the groups too.
Tanya, let's move on a little bit because you're going vex because we don't talk about acoustic live. But besides that, though, let us talk about the song that you're actually really talking about, because I don't think it's fair to those listening if they've never heard the song. So let us talk a little bit about the song Diamonds in the Sun and why it is that you are speaking so much about healing.
Yeah. Well, Diamonds in the Sun is me speaking from a place where I've already started my journey, and I would like to fast healing, and Dr. Charles and other doctors are helping to do that. I did this song out of just expressing my own, my own, I don't know if it's strength or if it's resilience, or whatever it is, me get up and say, you know what, this cannot be. I've been doing it for decades, by the way. Because the first encounter I had that really touched me up was 17 years old. 17 years old, and the reactions have been mixed when I talk about them publicly, because I have some people beat me up, and say if I not call him, that means it not never happened to me, I want it, and me must say I left him out if I go do other people. Me call him because I not boss now. I not boss no guy. So me not me gonna make a guy remain in a them obsolete condition with them in a make I remain anonymous, because me have them no strength and me not give them no notoriety. Me, them know who them be, and then firm every time me, because me have a angle with a sharp blade on it, and any moment when me draw it, them know who them be. Me know them be. Anybody else who want to know is a gossip.
Yeah.
Me no deal with that. So you see the song is a call to arms. The song is a call to healing. For people like me been through this. We're resilient. This is not the end of us. This is not all of us. This is a fraction. This is something that happened to us. We are much more than this.
Yes.
And we can get up from it and go on for have one time. Then do that to me, my boss, you know. I'm world famous now. No matter how you hear people talk to me or about me, don't get it twisted. I'm world famous. We know this. I may have a lot. Not just musically. May achieve a lot. So may achieve a lot. Economically, may achieve a lot. As a human, as a commercial entity, as a musician, in every way, I am a successful person. If I can do this, I stand up. This is not bragging. This is just acknowledgement of facts.
Yeah.
If I can do it, coming from out of one room, coming from Bush, Zaniel, Richmond, St. Mary, Barks River, if me do this, so can you.
Yeah.
That's what this is about. We are all diamonds in the sun. We're going to shine regardless of what happens to us. Look, one diamond, it start out life and rough. And a pressure make it reach to which part the gleam and full of words. So just come out and don't make no guy diminish you. Don't make no girl diminish either. Because don't get it twisted and no woman alone this happens to men too.
Right. Let's quickly get this in. Acoustic Live is on Thursday. That's this Thursday, the 28th of April. It's at the Bamboo Splash Lawn. That's 90 Barbican Road. But, Beauregard, I don't want you to think I'm hugging it, but I just want, there's certain points that, the woman thing, And you know, there's something that you need to know, Tanya. You see, although the message might be a little specific where you are concerned, I listened and I related to what I have been through, not necessarily what you have been through, because all of us have that inner child that bawling for whatever reason, still bawling, and we still not having that conversation about the little picnic. We're still a bawling, man.
We don't acknowledge it at all. We don't acknowledge children. We're children now, much less the children we used to. I think most of us think of a space of fear and a space of shame and guilt. So we keep enabling and protecting the perpetrators because we don't want to face the things that we ourselves been through.
Yes.
And if we ever bring the justice, our face for we in child too, you know. And that dangerous, so we don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But I tell you this, feel in a child and come join me because it's only rough temporarily. Once you start dealing with it, it gets easier and easier every day. And we do that too.
Absolutely. Well, we is now 12:49 and a half, and we don't want to disturb Nicky Z in a child. You understand me? Because Nicky Z coming up right now, and we still want our listeners to get a taste of that song. So let us give them a taste of that song. And Beauregard, this is me hugging it this time is a woman thing.
No problem.
Just give them a taste, Vaughn. Just a taste as Nicky Z comes in.
Yeah.